I can go ahead and bring this on in. I can go ahead and bring this episode on in right now.
What happened? Are we in? Was that it? Let's use it. Let's keep it.
Okay.
Hi. Welcome back.
Welcome to another episode of Music Mondays. I'm Taylor.
I'm also Taylor.
Okay. I figured we should start introducing ourselves again.
I'm Beyonce.
Beyonce?
No, I'm Leah.
Hi, y'all. My name's Leah. The other day at my Starbucks cup, I got Leeyah, and the fact that that's not the first time that happened upsets me.
I texted her, I said, Lee y'all, like yeehaw, but your name.
Oh my god, Luke said that to me too, and I was like, no.
Well, Lee y'all, let's yeehaw right on into this album.
Yeehaw,
It's not a country album, so I don't know why we're talking like
It's
that.
kind of folky though.
She is folky. I'll give her that. We're talking about By the Way, I Forgive You by Brandi Carlile.
Brandi Carlile.
Yep.
We've had a rough morning.
Yo, boy.
So we're gonna just lose our minds here. Okay.
Just a bit. So this album came out on February 16th of 2018. So
That's my mom's birthday.
oh my god.
Happy birthday, Mom. Okay.
Brandi specifically released this album for you, Deanna.
Yes. You're welcome. She texted me. I texted her yesterday. I said, hey, this is a great album. You should listen to it. And she goes, Brandi Carlile? And I said, yes, it's called this. And she goes, I've already downloaded it. And I was like, okay. And she goes, they played this one song on Grey's Anatomy. And I'm like, great. So that's all I have.
Oh yeah. Fun fact. Way back in the back of the day. Wow, I just got real Robert Chastain on us all right there with that. Way back in the back of the day. Anyways.
So, okay, sidebar. Whenever I did Big Ten, I would always say, cool, like he did, only in that context. I do not say that. I mean, I'll be like, cool sometimes.
Yeah.
And now that I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I feel inclined to be like, cool.
But anyways,
Sorry.
old seasons of Grey's Anatomy, before they had that weird covers only era of soundtrack, they played a shit ton, just a living shit ton of Brandi Carlile and Ray LaMontagne.
The shit ton was alive and well and breathing.
Just a living shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
Which, fun. I found Brandi way back in like 2000.
Way back in the backpack.
Way back in the backpack of the way back of the day. In like 2010, I can't remember if it was 2010 or 2011. But my best friend in high school and middle school, and her family and my family, we would go to concerts every summer or like go camping or whatever. And the first like family concert that we all went to was a Ray LaMontagne concert, and Brandi was opening, and we were like, who's this lady? And she started playing, and we were like, oh, we love you. Like, you're awesome. And I have anyone that's friends with me on Facebook, you can go back into like photo albums that I have posted on there, and I have pictures. I took my point and shoot little camera,
Oh, hell yeah.
my point and
I throw
shoot
my gun.
Kodak, and took concert photos at
Should
this.
we put some in?
Yeah, I can send
You'll
some.
have to send them to me.
Ray LaMontagne, yes. It was
Wow.
6 is June 14th, 2011. Here's me. This is what I looked like to go to that folk concert.
I'm so glad.
But I can't
Oh,
remember
the black and white. Was that the setting? Did you use the black and white setting in the camera?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
So the pre-opener was Secret Sisters, and they were cool. And then there's Brandi. Very blurry photo that I took of her.
I love the composition of the photo with the fence in it.
Yeah.
Well, no, go back, keep going.
This one?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. It was like the whole fence.
Uh-huh.
Way to break up.
Look at
that.
her. She was really banging her head
Yeah.
there. Look at her. But I actually liked
that
this
sepia.
photo. Love this pic, Tay. Thanks,
Back
Mom.
when this is when Taylor first started her career as a concert photographer.
Yes, truly. He's just Ray and Brandi together. That was quite a show. So since then, I've been a huge Brandi fan. in 2011, that's way back. She played a lot of Give Up the Ghost, and Bear Creek came out in 2012. So she played a little bit of Bear Creek, like sneak peek Bear Creek songs.
Sneak peek Bear Creek.
Yeah. The Story is a great album. She has all of her albums are great. I don't have a single one that
She's very, very good. Just very good.
I remember the first time I showed Leah a song by Brandi Carlile was the live version of Creep.
Yep. We were in your old apartment.
We were in my old
sitting
apartment.
on separate couches.
Yep. And I was like, you have to listen to this. And I played it.
Mm-hmm.
And she hits that first.
But I'm a grape. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that was not any good.
It's
but
just,
I probably hurt myself
oh
just
boy.
now.
If y'all haven't heard that.
She does that like really good like scream singing, but like not screaming. She's not screaming.
Mm-mm.
She's just raspy.
It comes right from her heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I was sitting in POW, which for you non-Purdue students, that is a building here. I was sitting there yesterday doing some work. I literally was trying not to cry the whole time.
It's a very emotional album.
It's very raw.
Yes.
And I'm like, shit damn.
Yeah. The first time I heard this album in February when it released, I was like, oh, this is different for her. Because even though, like, now listening to it with her other music, it makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm, like, raspy for some reason.
I know you're trying to channel your inner Brandi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense with all of her other music after you learn these songs and, like, hear them. But on its own, it's very different from her other music. There's a lot more slow. I think a quality that I really like about this album is it almost sounds like it was recorded live.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is absolutely no signs of any altering to her voice or the music in this. Like, especially in, is it Whatever You Do? It might be Fulton County Jane Doe, which is the one song on the album that I don't like. I just, something about that song I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
But one of those songs, it sounds like it was recorded at a concert.
Which one was the one where she just kind of like, ah, in the background?
Mm-hmm. I don't know which one, but
I didn't listen to it enough times to remember all of the names that go with. The only song I didn't love was Sugar Tooth.
okay.
Wasn't a huge fan of that one. It was one of the songs I'm like, oh, that's fine, but like, I'm not gonna listen to that when I have all of the other ones on the album.
That makes sense.
Since you said our not favorites, what was your favorite?
My favorite, what did I put was my favorite? Oh, every time I hear that song, it's kind of, even though it's not the title track, it is because she sings, By the Way I Forgive You, in the chorus of every time I hear that song. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful song.
It is.
If we're talking favorite song from the album but slightly remixed, Party of One that she did with Sam Smith.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a collab that I didn't know I ever wanted or needed, but boy, did I love it.
Yep.
Boy, is my life better for hearing that song.
Yep. Changed me as a human being.
And you wouldn't think that Brandi and Sam's voices would mesh as well as they do, because she's so raspy and he's so
very pure.
Yes. Like, he has no dips in his voice at all, and hers is a
dip.
Yeah, basically.
One dip.
It's just wow.
Yeah.
It's just wow.
Yeah,
That's all I.
Super good. Yeah. Well, my favorite from this album was The Joke. I also really liked The Mother.
Yeah.
I'm not a mom. I'm not. I don't plan on ever being a mom at any point in my life, really. Well, okay. We don't need to get into that. I'm like, I always say I'm not going to say never, but not before 30. It just made me think of my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wept. It just like, I don't know. The Joke I loved because I thought it was just beautiful. Mm-hmm. But like The Mother, I actually like really listened and paid attention to the words, and it was just like so beautiful. And like, my mom's a single mom, and like her life revolves around me and Carly, and it was just really sweet because, you know, I just thought it was sweet.
So she I don't know if they're married or not, but she's she identifies as lesbian, and she has a life partner. I don't know if they're married or not. I can't remember if they did get married in 2015 or not. But they did adopt. I can't remember if they adopted or if they did artificial insemination. But one of them had their daughter, Evangeline.
Also a beautiful name.
Beautiful name. Like, duh, she's going to name her kid something like that. So knowing that, like, history behind it, too, makes it even more
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's wild, man.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah. I also, another song that, like, really struck me was Hold Out Your Hand, because it starts, like, it almost sounded like a Dolly Parton song. It, like, reminded me of the, like, like that one. I don't know how it goes or what it's called. But then she just starts, like, wailing, and it, like, just goes into, like, halftime, and I was just, like, not at all what I expected, but it did a complete 180, but it still worked really well. And I was just like, shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh my god. Also, this is a sidebar. I'm just looking at my Spotify. So Megan bought a shirt yesterday from when the Marshall Tucker Band played here with Muddy Waters. She bought a shirt at a hot house because she's like, Muddy Waters! And then now she's listening to the Marshall Tucker Band. Can't you see? Sorry. I just had to throw that out there because it's been really funny because all she's been talking about is that shirt since yesterday.
I want to read this paragraph from the Pitchfork article. So Pitchfork gave her a 6.9. It's a pretty high rating for Pitchfork. So they say, using the offhandedness of the album title as a lodestar, Carlile examines the wages of contrition. Who needs it? Who benefits? The effects on survivors. For gay men and women, reconciliation is an inevitable part of the burden of history, or call it a whistling in the dark. Hard lives darken, by the way, recollected with the mild unease of someone who has to go home a couple times a year. I never met a coward I don't like, she observes in Whatever You Do. An observation as criticism, for one of those cowards is Carlile herself. Most of all, addresses warring parents whose lessons don't fit gender expectations. The dad in this song taught her the wisdom of keeping a cool head, the mom how to fight. Sugartooth, the album's catchiest number, in part thanks to Jennings, she works with Jennings in this, is a Valentine to a schoolmate who'd give you the shirt off his back so long as you didn't take his drug money. He was a liar but not a fraud, Carlile sings in one of, by the way's, pithiest inversions. So I don't know. I think that is something that I didn't really, first time listening, I didn't really catch those undertones, like those lessons and undertones, like in the music.
Layers,
yeah. So I think that that's really, really interesting, and I'm a stand for anyone that uses their music to take a stand on things or help educate the general population on things that they've had to go through as a part of the LGBT community. So
yeah,
I think it's really cool, and I think that she is awesome. And also, we have to talk about all of her Grammy nominations. She is nominated for Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Best American Roots Performance, Best American Roots Song, and Best Americana Album. So
hell yeah.
Yeah.
If she doesn't get at least one, I'm calling some people.
Yeah, she posted, do some things have to be seen to be believed or believed to be seen? I'm beyond humbled and honored to be the most nominated woman for the 2019 Grammy Awards. It doesn't begin to cover it, or Thank You doesn't begin to cover it, and congrats to all the incredible artists that I am nominated alongside. So The Joke is the song that is like up for Record of the Year and Song of the Year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. She's wild, man.
Mm-hmm.
She's really cool.
Yeah. This album, I guess, well, because the only real exposure I had to her before I listened to this was her cover of Creep. Mm-hmm. So I was caught a little off guard at first at how folky and, like, not... And I was like, oh, like, this isn't what I expected. But
yeah,
it was better than what I expected, and like I got into it because at first it was like kind of folky, and I mean I'm into folk music. I don't have, but it's just like not normally what I'd pick for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obsessed with this album now. It's like, I'm not saying, it just wasn't what I expected it to be.
Yeah. Did you listen to any of her previous albums?
I didn't.
I think that you would really enjoy Bear Creek.
Mm-hmm.
That one is very good. I mean, Give Up the Ghost, I have a connection with because it was the first, and The Story, I suppose, are the two albums that I really connected with her on because those were the albums that she played the most at that first concert that I saw her at.
Yeah.
And she's one of those artists that live sounds no different than she does on the album. She sounds the exact same.
Yeah.
Pure artistry, and she's one of those artists that plays an instrument.
Mm.
And I have so much respect for people that can play an instrument and sing. Like, she's an instrumentalist, a singer, a songwriter, and everything.
Right.
She
And still
does it
maintain some
all.
kind of stage presence.
Yeah. And she's just so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she's one of those, I mean, she's a folk artist, so she just kind of stands there and plays her guitar, but she, like, leans back and
Right. You can still
does, and,
captivate
like,
audiences that way.
you can see the emotion pouring out of her while
Right.
she's on stage, and it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost, going back to, like, me not really choosing folk music for myself, this album almost in a way was slightly nostalgic because, I mean, I guess this isn't really that relevant, but this is just where, like, I have an Irish heritage, and so my grandma and my mom, like, listened to, like, folky, Celtic, Irishy stuff. I never, like, listened to it on my own time, but it was on, and there were just, like, some little hints of that in this album, and it just, like, reminded me of that, you know? And so I think maybe that's why, well, obviously, it's just incredible, but also it kind of hit that, like, subconscious in me, you know, where, like, oh, like, this reminds me of when I was little, and, like, the stuff that I would listen to when I was little, you know, like, things like that. It's very good. I will listen forever.
Yeah,
that an
she's crazy.
Angeline?
I think so, yeah.
Aww.
Isn't she cute? Yeah, cute
Yeah.
stuff.
Super
Cute
good.
stuff.
Go listen to it right now, in this very second, in this very moment.
Oh, I think they have 2 daughters, actually, maybe. Oh, slim. But
Aww.
cute stuff. Go to Brandi's Instagram, there's cute stuff on there. She has roughly 2.3 million monthly listeners on Spotify and roughly 260,000 followers. So she's not, like, non-existent,
Huge,
but
but
she's also
not-
not huge. So I think it's a really big deal for her to be nominated for all of these awards.
To be the most nominated woman at the Grammys.
Yeah, especially with
Like Ariana. And
Right.
all that shit.
that, like, you can, not to say that Sweetener didn't have meaningful lyrics, because a lot of those songs did. They had a lot of weight to them. They were they're just pop songs.
Right.
And you can't feel it as much as
Right.
you can in an album like this. I also think the album cover's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really
It almost, it looks, I mean, I'm sure it's of her and then painted in, like, Photoshop or something, but it almost just looks painted.
I think it might be a painting. I'm not sure. But I don't know. That's kind of all I have to say. I only have good things to say.
Yeah. There was nothing that I mean, Sugar Tooth wasn't my favorite, but that, like, I don't have any dislikes or complaints on this album.
Right.
Like, at all. It's very good.
Yeah, they're very good. I don't know why I don't like Fulton County Jane Doe. I think there's just something about the rhythm to
There's
it that I'm
just
not.
some songs that it's just, like, it's just not.
Yeah.
And that's what Sugar Tooth is. I'm like, I don't have a reason why. It just doesn't hit me right.
Yeah.
You know?
So, yeah, that's
So
that.
that's all.
That's kind of all I have to say.
Yeah. We have another album coming again next week.
Yeah.
It's called Being So Normal by Peach Pit. Taylor knew this band, and they appeared on my Discover Weekly one week, and I was like, this is real good shit. I'm obsessed, and so
I don't know what I know
wanted
from
to cover
them.
I want to do their album because I think it's really cool.
really-
They're like that kind of indie, but that's like kind of out there.
Oh,
you
I think
know?
I probably know them because of Audio Tree. They did an Audio Tree live
Oh.
session. I really
Yeah.
love Audio Tree. If you guys don't watch or listen to any Audio Tree live sessions, you definitely should. They're really cool, especially the Shaky Grapes one.
Mm-hmm.
That's really beautiful.
Man,
he's something.
he is.
We need to
something.
do him
We
soon.
should.
Very soon.
Maybe after Peach Pit, we
Yeah.
can do Shaking Grapes.
For sure.
All right. So yeah, that's what's coming next week.
In the meantime, find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, Anchor, Spotify, all the places at Music Monday Cast.
I'm not doing what we did. All of that, all of those, this shit. I'm not. Do not put that in there, Leah. Do not do it. It took me like an hour. I was like. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, you find us there.
Yep.
Follow our stuff. Also follow the Bridge Purdue. By
Yeah.
the time this comes out, we'll already have a show.
Yep.
That has been done, but we're doing one today in like an hour and a half. So follow that. Follow Boiler TV, where we work, where all of this is done under. Stay up to date on all of our projects and all the stuff. We've got music everywhere for you.
Yeah.
So follow all of our shit and
Check out the Friday Faves playlist.
that too.
It's getting up there.
It is. There's like 102 hours.
There's a lot of time
Not
on
really,
there.
but
I mean,
probably. But maybe. But yeah.
I can look.
So that's all we have for this week.
There are 18 hours and 59 minutes, so 19
That's
hours.
almost
of music.
102.
It's really close to 102.
It is.
Shout out to those 7 people that have been following this
Yes,
playlist since
whoever
like
you
we
are,
released it.
thanks.
We love it. Thanks so much.
So yeah, we've also in the past we went from like 1,500 total plays to like 1,700 in like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, you guys are
You're
awesome.
the best. You let us sit here and
Talk
blab
about
about
nothing.
So yeah, we will be back to blab about more or nothing next week, and that's it. I guess.
That's all,
All right.
folks. Bye.